welcome to the Ask a Realtor show. My name is Aggie. I'm the broker of Castlegate Realty. I'm here today with Miss Courtney Hilligus, our Palmerton agent, and Miss Deb Fleming, who works in the Lehigh Valley. We're glad you joined us today. We're talking today about when deals fall apart. It's not a topic many folks want to think about. It's a very stressful time for buyers and sellers and agents because this is never the goal. But we felt it's important to go over some of that so you know what could happen or what to do should you be involved in a deal that's falling apart or did fall apart. So we're going to do it in a 5-part series. Today we're going to talk about who can terminate the agreement of sale and when. So there are a couple times that the buyers can terminate, and there's one that the sellers can terminate. Courtney, you want to start with when the buyers can terminate?
Absolutely. So number one, when you make an offer on a house and your offer gets accepted by the seller, one of the first things you're going to do is schedule inspections, and that's going to be your first opportunity if you choose to terminate. Once you do the inspections, you'll get a report from that inspector, and if something comes up that's detrimental, like a roof or septic or whatever that scares you, you can terminate if you want to. The next instant in the agreement of sale that a buyer can terminate is if the lender does not approve the loan. Deb's actually going to give a couple examples of when that might happen.
Yeah, so you don't want to go out and buy a brand new car or brand new, big TV. Don't do anything like that because that's going to affect your credit. And if for some reason you lose your job, that could be another determining factor.
Anything that can affect your financial stability could end up in the lender not approving your loan. Another one is if the house appraises low. So if it doesn't appraise at the price that you're under contract for, and the seller doesn't want to come down to the new price. Another instance is during that appraisal if the lender requires repairs. One that we see around here that's super common is lead-based paint or chipping paint. If you see it chipping on the outside of the house, it's usually around windows or door frames on the outside of the house. The appraiser and lender will require that it gets scraped and repainted. So that's a common repair that we see all the time that might need to be done for the loan.
The agreement of sale does allow opportunities for buyer and seller to negotiate through these required repairs, work through appraisal issues. If the buyer and seller do want to move forward, most agents will assist them in providing suggestions to work it through and get to closing. But there are times in the contract when a buyer or seller feels very strongly,
right,
there's windows that they can terminate. Courtney and Deb did a very good explanation of when the buyers can. The seller doesn't have as many windows to terminate the contract, but there's something called a mortgage commitment. Usually 2 weeks before settlement, the lender gives a mortgage commitment letter which guarantees that the lender will provide the funds that the buyer's asking for to close the deal at settlement date. The agreement of sale contract says that if that letter is not received by the deadline that they have to get it, the seller can terminate the contract. It gives the seller another opportunity because those mortgage commitment letters have conditions on them. So it might say conditioned upon getting tax returns from the past 2 years from this buyer number one or something as such. Then the agreement of sale gives the buyers 7 days to get those conditions cleared, is the termination they use, so that after 7 days the lender can say, yes, we're good to go, we're ready to go. If the conditions are not cleared in 7 days, the seller has another option, a window, if you will, to terminate the contract. Join us. Go ahead.
If the seller wants to sell and the buyer wants to buy, we're going to do everything we can to help you guys negotiate through it. So don't let this scare you. We're going to do everything we can to help get everyone to the same goal, which is selling or buying the house.
Tune in next week. We're going to do when deals fall apart and talk about the deposit money. What happens to the deposit money during the deal and after it falls apart. Thanks.
Thank you.